John, good to see you. Are you happy with Orbeck coming into the race?
Yeah, he's very well. He's in good shape. He's travelled down well, and yeah, very happy. He's done extremely well in Melbourne, and from barrier 1 should help him get around this way the first time.
Would you like to see him relatively handy to the speed?
He'd be just behind the speed, 3rd, 4th, 5th there, just something to follow.
All right, he's been very consistent all the way through this campaign.
And should be again.
All right, your confidence levels?
Quietly confident.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Outside, it looks like the wind's really picked up.
Yeah, it's very fresh. We've actually got misty rain that's just hit Geelong at the moment. It is quite cold here, and the wind has been swirling literally all the way through the afternoon. But the clouds have dropped. It's the national anthem starts.
The national anthem is entertaining the crowd here. Everyone is up on their feet. 2 minutes out from the William Hill Geelong Cup. We need to touch base on the speed map here, Warren. How have you got... I mean, it's so hard to assess with internationals that you haven't seen race, especially over 2,400 metres on a tight little track.
Certainly looks like Quest for More's got enough speed to be somewhere near the speed. I'd be surprised to see him leading. I think Bonfire would certainly be positive. He's Gay Waterhouse trained for a start, but his natural running style is to be near the speed. Orbeck was on the speed in the Metropolitan. We've heard John Thompson say he'd like him 3rd, 4th, 5th, so he'll be off the speed a little bit. He'd certainly let Bonfire go. Kapoor's a natural rolling horse, so he'll be somewhere near the speed. I think the likes of Kapoor and Bonfire, perhaps Quest for More and not too far back to Orbeck, would be the most likely speed.
Who will win the 2015 William Hill Geelong Cup? Here's our caller, Greg Miles.
The little engine is lined up into the barriers as the field is getting ready now. Orbeck the inside and Bonfire are ready. Don DeRimo, who won a benchmark on this day 12 months ago, has a middle stall. Sontag, the little engine, and Renew have been locked in. Here's Mandawi coming up. There's been support for him too. Supported quite a few at longer odds. The little engine 18 to 15. Favourite though is Dandino. Mandawi's 21 into 15. So Sartorius comes up. $300,000 Geelong Cup, genuine lad over near the outside. Links in alongside Quest for More. Gardini is set and Maygrove is coming in. So they're moving in well. Nearly ready for the Geelong Cup. $4 for the favourite Dandino. $6 Quest for More, but several of them have been tried at odds. Here's Kapoor coming up for Glenn Boss, dual winner of the Geelong Cup. And in cool conditions on a good 3, the field is nearly ready to go. Dandino, favourite, coming up into the line now. Ben Malcolm looking to complete the big double, having won an extra choice in the Classic. Now Ethiopia moved in, and the final one to get set will be Crafty Cruiser, drawn the outside. Terrific field in the Cup this year. Mandawi standing up well. Bonfire and Orbeck made a good line. They're all in the stalls. Set. They're racing in the Cup now. And a little engine a little bit slow to move out of the stalls. Quest for More got away well. Genuine lad from out there easing over their heels early. Away fast as Bonfire had the lead with Gardini and another grey Maygrove and Kapoor out wider. Here's Don DeRimo and Sontag sailing up towards the front runners now. Orbeck went back. He's the middle of the field down to the judge. Don DeRimo has it. Sontag moved to second at the turn out of the straight. In behind those horses, Maygrove getting a nice trail on the outside of Bonfire, who's on the rail, and Kapoor caught wide, presses towards the lead. Quest for More's on its back, 3 deep, but does have some cover. And then Mandawi down on the inside, getting a good trail, about 3 pairs back from Gardini, Sartorius. Renew the outside, 1L Moonquith, and they're followed by Crafty Cruiser. Back behind them then Orbeck, about 2/3 back on the inside. Dandino was the next one, 2 lengths to Ethiopia, Genuine Ladder. And a little engine is last of all. Into the back now, and after pulling pretty hard, Kapoor's run to the lead, and it's Kapoor opening up about 3 lengths in the Geelong Cup. As they go down the back, Don DeRimo is second, and moving up Quest for More. He'd been wide and he strides around the outside to get prominent now. As the speed drops out of the race, he goes to second. followed by Sontag, and then came Bonfire on the inside, followed by Renew. A length to Maygrove, Mandawi, El Moonquith out 3 wide, but he does have some cover middle of the field, followed by Crafty Cruiser, Gardini, Dandino, and Sartorius in a bunch of horses down on the inside. Further back in the field, Genuine Lad and Orbeck, and then Ethiopia and a Little Engine. Well, they really slowed down the back, and the field is bunched up. 800 left to go in the Cup, and Kapoor, the leader from Quest for More, and Renew moved up 3 wide. Don Dorimo behind the bell. Moonquith improving his place around the outside, followed by Sontag. Dandino starting to creep into it. Here he comes with a pretty good run, and then Crafty Cruiser, and the rest were headed as they sweep to the home turn by Maygrove around the bend, and about 3 or 4 of them across the track. Quest for More, Kapoor out wider on the track. El Moonquith wide out, has raced up and gone to the lead. Dandino's trying to follow him home down the outside. Kapoor is kicking back along the inside. It's El Moonquith the leader though at the 200. Dandino trying hard down the outside. El Moonquith about 2 lengths in front of Dandino. He holds him at bay safely, and El Moonquith will romp it in, scored by 2 lengths to Dandino. Great go for third. Maybe Mandawi from Grove, who's hit it together, the 2 greys, and then the Little Engine who got home. Ethiopia made some ground, followed by Kapoor. Back behind those horses to finish in the race at the head of the others then was Gardini out wide on the course, and then came Don Dorimo, Genuine Lad, Crafty Cruiser, Renew, Bonfire, and back behind those then Quest for More dropped out of it on the run home, and so did Sontag, and Orbeck one of the last in.
Well, he couldn't get a run in the Caulfield Cup. He went to the Metropolitan in search of a ticket into the Caulfield Cup. He had no luck at all from a wide gate, had to go back there, but James McDonald has jumped on board this former Dubai galloper for Sheikh Hamdan and Lindsay Park Racing, and has given a 10 out of 10 ride. Somehow he got into a midfield position. He had cover, and Al Moonquith comes away for a stylish win. Defeats Dandino. I think Mandawi might end up being prominent for third. In fact, the 13 Mandawi gets third, just ahead of Maygrove. Super win to Lindsay Park Racing.
Bit of a margin back to the 3rd and 4th place getters. A really terrific ride, as you mentioned. James McDonald just able to slot into that spot with cover and then be able to move into the race when he wanted to. Dandino was able to get onto his back, maybe had to make a little bit of ground to get there, but really had his chance to run Al Moonquith down, came off a terrific run in the Metropolitan and proved too strong.
He's winning everything this spring. It's also by Dandino. Darren Dance representing the owners here with number 2 Dandino, John Shane.
Oh, Darren, no doubt a touch of frustration, but he's gone so well again, Dandino.
He went super.
He was back behind Bonfire and probably wanted to get going that little bit earlier, so you might be able to make an excuse to say that Mandawi should have finished that little bit closer, but here we see Al Moonquith taking the lead, and the head-on doesn't demonstrate how dominant the first 2 were against the rest of the field. And David Hayes already trying to plant the seed and mount the case for with Greg Carpenter, but just saying, I think he was a bit more impressive than Americane.
I think you're right. Well, there's an argument to say it should have been. Can you believe Ed Dunlop saddled up another place getter in an Australian Cup? And Robin Trevor Jones here representing Ed Dunlop, John Shane.
Race won in impressive fashion by Al Moonquith for David Hayes and Tom Dabernig. James McDonald in the saddle. We'll take a break here from Geelong on racing.com.
Geelong Cup, the Lindsay Park import by James McDonald.
El Moonquith about 2 lengths in front of Dandino. He holds him at bay safely, and El Moonquith will romp it in, scored by 2 lengths to Dandino. Great go for third.
Well, I had the horse underneath me, and wherever I went, he just towed me there, so it wasn't too much knowledge when didn't go into it, and I just sat and I was a nice pilot for the race.
The favourite Dandino finished third. Mandawi finished second, Mandawi was third. Immediately after the win, Hayes said Al Moonquith will run on the first Tuesday in November if he gets the right weight from Chief Handicapper Greg Carpenter.
Victoria's chief handicapper as he looks to saddle up yet another Melbourne Cup runner. Al Moonquith has suddenly come into calculations and has firmed very nicely in the betting as well after taking out the Geelong Cup. More from Mark McGugan.
Geelong's big day in the spring spotlight.
He
10 years ago, the media portrayed the Geelong Cup as a bit of a bogan festival. It really, really upset me. The outfits up there, it's full of boys and babes. Giddy up.
But when it came to the main event, it was Al Moonquith's time to shine.
He holds him at bay safely, and Al Moonquith will romp it in. Scored by 2 lengths to Dandino. Great go for third.
The David Hayes trained 6-year-old's odds immediately slashed from $101 to just $19 for the Melbourne Cup.
He's always threatened that he's very good. If he gets in the field, he'll go straight in. And, you know, this is a good guide in recent years, and he's hit form at the right time.
Meanwhile, at Werribee, the International Raiders finalised their preparations for Saturday's Cox Plate. Favourite Highland Reel on target in its quest to clinch an Irish back-to-back, while Craig Williams was left brimming with confidence after a hit out on his mount, A-Rod.
Looking at his form, he's got the best form in the race. He's got a great barrier draw, and the horse is healthy and well.
Williams bidding to add a third plate to his collection after victories on Fields of Omar in 2006 and Pinka Pinka in 2011. The race will have some added spice for Brad Raw-Wheeler, not only chasing his first Cox Plate, but also going head-to-head with brother Nash, who'll be on board the Chris Waller-trained Preferment. Brad set to pilot French star Galo Shop, seen here on the outside.
We're great mates, but when it comes to getting out in the race, it's like us on a golf course. We like beating each other.
Mark McGugan.
To Melbourne Cup calculations with a dominant win in a beautiful rough. Al Moonquith was a class above the field, which included 2013 Caulfield Cup runner-up Dandino.
He holds him at bay safely, and Al Moonquith will romp it in. Scored by 2 lengths to Dandino. Great go for third.
Al Moonquith will need a weight penalty to make the Melbourne Cup field, but has firmed in the betting from 80 to 1 to 16 to 1.
Base Able is now turning its attention to Saturday's Moonee Valley Cup.
Set. They're racing in the Cup now.
Dandino started as the Geelong Cup pre-race favourite, but wasn't given much room to move early on. The Kieran Marr-trained Kapua was having better luck.
800 left to go in the Cup, and Kapoor the leader.
Dandino found space at the home turn.
Dandino starting to creep into it. Here he comes with a pretty good run.
The Darren Weir product stormed home and showed what he can do when given the room to run. His fast finish wasn't enough to claim the Cup.
Dandino trying hard down the outside. Al Moonquith about 2 lengths in front of him. At bay safely, and Al Moonquith will romp it in. Scored by 2 lengths to Dandino.
Winning trainer David Hayes immediately set his sights on the Melbourne Cup.
He's always threatened that he's very good. He looked like a Melbourne Cup horse in the run, didn't he? He cruised up. I thought he might have gone a little bit early, but he knew what he was doing, and he won really convincingly.
The Dandino camp is still eyeing the first Tuesday of November, despite the second placing.
We always said if we didn't win today, we would look at the Lexus as a last-ditch effort to get in there.
His owners say his efforts this afternoon were still pleasing.
I think today we just ran into a horse that was better than us on the day, finished full of running. I was very proud of the horse, the way he hit the line. There's a big gap to third and the rest, but just not to be today.
Nathan Curry, Win News.